Guilt. The emotions of guilt, regret, and remorse are among the emotions human beings do most to avoid in life, and this is valuable. They are painful emotions for us to experience, but they too serve a valuable function, one which becomes apparent once we hear the message. The message. Guilt tells us that you have violated one of your own higher standards and that you must do something immediately to ensure that you are not going to violate that standard again. If you recall in chapter 6, I said that leverage is accessed when someone begins to link pain to something. With enough pain linked to a behavior, that person will eventually change it. And the strongest leverage is the pain we can give ourselves. Guilt is the ultimate leverage for many people in changing a behavior. However, some people try to deal with their guilt by denying and suppressing it. Unfortunately, this rarely works. Guilt does not go away, it only comes back stronger. The other extreme is to surrender and wallow in guilt, where we begin to just accept the pain and experience learned helplessness. This is not the purpose of guilt. It's designed, again, to drive us to action, to create a change. People fail to understand this and often feel so remorseful about something they once did that they allow themselves to feel inferior for the rest of their lives. This is not the message of guilt. It's there to make sure you either avoid behaviors out of your certainty that they'll lead to guilt, or if you have already violated your standard, it's there to induce enough pain within you to get yourself to recommit to a higher standard once again. Once you address your old behavior that you feel guilty about, though, and you are sincere and consistent, then move on. The solution. Number one, acknowledge that you have, in fact, violated a critical standard you hold for yourself. Number two, absolutely commit yourself to making sure this behavior will never happen again in the future. Rehearse in your mind how, if you could live it again, you could deal with the same situation you feel guilty about in a way that is consistent with your own highest personal standards. As you commit beyond a shadow of doubt, you will never allow the behavior to occur again. You have the right to let go of the guilt. Guilt has then served its purpose to drive you to hold a higher standard in the future. Utilize it, don't wallow in it. Some people manage to beat themselves up mentally and emotionally because they are constantly failing to meet standards that they hold for themselves. As a result, most of these people experience a feeling of inadequacy.